top tips on how to develop your estate agency team. Today, I'm joined by Chris Thew, who is the sales director of a 7-branch network in Sussex in the Brighton area, Mishon Mackay. What's your top tips, Chris, on how to develop your estate agency team? Talk to me.
Training and development's something that's quite close to my heart. When I was 19 through to the age of 40, I've learned, I've been on training courses and I've been on, all sorts of mentorship programs, etc., etc. But I think one of the biggest things that we owe our people is to be trained and developed. It's a fundamental right that we upskill them. There's no way we can challenge people on their skill set as if we're not nurturing and helping their journey. So I think that you have to, as a business, you have to have a training development program, and you actually have to invest into that training development program. And as much as I can carry out courses or training sessions, and my managers and my management team can do that, on the job, getting them out of their environment, getting the teams out of the environment and into an area or a space where they can develop is hugely important.
So what sort of training are you giving to your negs, your valuers, your branch managers? I'm just interested.
Yeah, so I think training is daily. And I think what I'd like to think is my managers will come to me on a daily call and just converse with me about their challenges. Once a quarter, I run a negotiators training session, so that's once every 3 months. I hold regular management meetings with my team, so once a month I have management meetings, and they're not to discuss the previous month's business, it's to discuss the challenges that they're currently going through, empathise with what they've had to deal with in the last 18 months, and spend that hour and a half, 2 hours a month with them all collectively in a room sharing issues. So I don't call it a BM meeting. It's you can signpost it as anything you want. It's training and development of your people.
What about one-to-ones?
Yeah, once without fail, every single solitary month.
Do you insist your branch managers have
Yes,
one-to-ones?
absolutely. Yeah.
Why do you think estate agents aren't very good at one-to-ones? There is a massive link between damn good training and development and one-to-ones, isn't there?
Of course. I think one-to-ones. Or appraisal, however you want to say it, I think that managers fear that they should be more challenging if someone's had a bad performance, but it's not actually about performance, Chris. It's actually that intrinsic right that someone, or that that fundamental right that person has with their manager, has with their leader on a monthly basis. Just that hour, that single site, it can be longer, it can be whatever it is, that they just talk about them, and them might be if they're having a tough time at home. That might be why they've had a tough month in the sales environment. So yeah, absolutely. It's the reason I don't think they're very good at them is a bit of vanity as well. They don't know how to converse sometimes. But that's something that I've been working with my teams on, is to make sure that they're stronger at how they hold an appraisal in a one-to-one.
It's interesting you use the word empathy, because a lot of people see it as being cuddly and being soft, when in reality it's all about just recognising the world from their point of view, isn't it?
Of course it
is. You don't have to own it.
No, it's about understanding what they're in at that point in time. And I've had managers say to me, "Well, we catch up, every day anyway." And I say, "Okay." So you probably talk about walking their dog, or whatever it may be, and you probably see what they do on a daily basis. But get them out of that environment, get them in a completely different zone.
Down at local Costa.
Yeah, absolutely, and just understand them. What's going on in their headspace? What's going on? Where are they at? And because whenever I ask one of my team, how are you? They immediately go into work mode. Yeah, we had a good month. Okay, but no. How are you? How are you? And that will then weirdly bring out a load more information.
Yeah, the art is to ask the question and actually give a fuck about the answer.
Yeah,
and not accept the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excuse my French there. Any other advice you could give on this?
I just think if you say you're going to do it, do it. I think nobody likes a one-to-one moved. Nobody likes it being in the diary and then being moved or shifted because something else has taken priority. People have a problem with that. So make sure if it's in the diary, stick to it. Listen, I understand the world, but stick to it. It's important to them.
One-to-ones are very important. Don't move them. Listen and properly listen. Training development, which is essential, and you'll develop your team, have a more successful business.
Absolutely, and I think
Sounds simple.
it sounds very simple, but we've got a real issue in our industry, and the real issue is we haven't got good quality people in there anymore as much as we used to. I'm blessed that actually my team, and I can say this hand on heart, the team that I've got right here right now are absolutely phenomenal, and I wouldn't wish for anything else. But equally, I know when I'm recruiting, and I am recruiting to develop the business, how difficult it is to find good quality.
Hard.
And the reason it's difficult is because we're not an attractive industry to walk into anymore. It's hard graft, and you know the amount of hours that you have to do vis-a-vis the return, it's hard graft.
And you get shouted at, and every problem's your problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And to therefore the people that are good at it, nourish them, look after them, and treat them right.
It's interesting. I was talking to a boss of a large branch somewhere in the mid-teens, and he says, "I've got to be challenging, but I can't be too challenging because I know they'll walk out."
Yeah,
Difficult one, isn't it?
it is a difficult, but then there's a fine line there, I believe, Chris, to getting a result and understanding what makes that person tick. And listen, you will always lose people, but it's about making sure that the longevity of that person, if they do start, you know, Mishon Mackay, for example, that actually we do see them out for a good long period of their time. We can have a fulfilled career with us.
Thank you for your time today, Chris.
Pleasure.